So I was asked to tell you the Easter story. But here's the thing. We both know that you probably already know the story. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to quickly tell you to you. We're going to pray and be done, okay? All right. So Jesus died, he was buried, and he rose again. And that's the story of Easter, all right? Let's pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for... Wait a minute. They wanted me to do this for 7 minutes, and it's been 43, 44, 45 seconds. I tell you what, here's an idea. Let's talk about this Easter. Think about this Easter coming up in a few days, right? It kind of feels like this entire Easter holiday celebration is going to be about one word: coronavirus. And if I had to put that into a feeling, I would call it disappointment, right? I mean, how many of you haven't left your house in like several days? How many of you had to stop in the middle of a sports season because, well, there's no more soccer games or there's no more basketball games because coronavirus? Or how many of you maybe take gymnastics or you're in an acting class and coronavirus, and now it's all done. And you're bored, and you've been at the house for weeks on end, it seems like, and it's just full of disappointment. And then we're supposed to be excited about Easter? I mean, in case you haven't thought about it, like, Easter's probably just gonna be like the people in your house and you. Like, you're probably not gonna have a big party. There's probably not gonna be a lot of people. You're probably not gonna go to a park and play games and have food. It's gonna be disappointing. And so, I was thinking about this. What if I told you that the story of Easter in the Bible, the first Easter, is a story of disappointment? Let me show you what I mean. I have my Airship Genesis Bible. If you have yours, open it. And I'm in John chapter 20. This happens after Jesus has been put on trial. He's been convicted of a crime that they think he's guilty of, but he's just telling the truth. They crucify him, they kill him, and they put him in a tomb. And I know that you know what happens next. But pay attention just for a second and let me show you something that maybe you've never thought of before. Watch this. So this is out of John chapter 20. Now John is writing about the things that he heard and that he saw. And he says that Mary stood outside of Jesus' tomb crying. Now think about it. Why would Mary be outside of Jesus' tomb crying? Because she's disappointed. Jesus has died. The teacher, the rabbi, the amazing miracle worker is dead. She doesn't realize that it's the first Easter. All she knows is that this is a seriously bum day. She stood outside the tomb weeping. And we're told later that she hears somebody come up behind her. And the person asks her, he says, "Excuse me, why are you crying?" Here, let me read it to you. It's John 20, verse 13. Said, "Woman, why are you weeping?" And just imagine this, maybe in her voice. And she said, because they've taken away my Lord, and I don't know where they've laid him. In other words, my friend, my teacher, my Lord. I just wanted to honor his body. I just wanted to make sure he had a proper burial. And I can't even find his dead body. Come on. How much worse can this day get? You talk about being disappointed. She says, I don't even know where they've laid him. And then she's asked, woman, and this is the person that's talking to her, says, woman, why are you crying? Who are you looking for? And so she's like, okay. You're the gardener around here. You're taking care of the place. And she says, sir, please, if you know where they've carried away his body, just tell me, and I will take him. And the gardener looks at her and says, Mary. And she turned and said, Rabbi! In one word, Mary's entire Easter changed. With the word Mary, she realized in that moment that she wasn't talking to a gardener. She was talking to Jesus. He had risen from the dead. And it's hard for us to think about that because we know the story. But for Mary, her entire Easter was totally changed. She saw Jesus alive. So again, this Easter might feel like it's dominated by the word coronavirus and disappointment. And everyone's scared, right? There's a lot of people that are scared because people are getting sick. Some people are even dying from this virus. And that can be disappointing. But don't forget, Easter is not about coronavirus. Easter is about one word, Jesus, who showed us once and for all and proved it on that first Easter morning that he has the power over death. So coronavirus, bring it on. Because Jesus has the power. And we might be disappointed, and it's okay to be disappointed if we can't have the same Easter party we've always had. But we have to remember that that is not the real story of Easter. The story of Easter is excitement and exhilaration because Jesus is alive. So this Easter, remember this one word, Jesus.